Greetings and salutations. How you doing? Welcome to a look at PCLinuxOS. The idea behind this video is we are going to install it and we're going to poke around with it and we're going to play with it and we're going to talk about it. And that's it. This is not a review. I don't know a great deal about this distribution. I have installed it. I have looked at it before. It's been several months ago. But I had said in a video that I was going to, if Ubuntu went away and I couldn't use it anymore and there was no more Linux Mint, there was nothing like that, that I would go to PCLinuxOS because I liked it so well. And I'm going to show you why. It is so old school, it's not even funny. It is bare bones as it can possibly be. So let's go ahead and get started. I am on their webpage, which you will notice right up front is not mobile friendly, which is actually something that I like about it. This is kind of old school Linux for old school Linux users. So you go here and you can go to Get PCLinuxOS. And if I click on that, there we go. You notice that it's telling me now that you got 3 desktop choices. And you can have KDE, you can have XFCE, or you can have the Mate desktop. That's it. There is no GNOME. No, I don't call it GNOME. I call it GNOME. You know why? Because that's a word. It's a little garden creature. And that's what the desktop's mascot has been for years, is that little gnome foot. So I still call it GNOME. Thank you very much. Anyway, you can choose between your 3 supported desktops here. I happen to choose the Mate desktop. And you go down here and you go and find yourself a mirror. It tells you the hardware requirements. It tells you all about it. And then you can go choose your mirrors and you can download. Go to USA here. And then we go to 64-bit. And then you see we have the choice of the different ISOs. We can get an ISO with any one here, so it doesn't really matter. You don't have to start out that. As long as you get here, you can get whatever you need, right? So let's go ahead and get out of the web page, because this is really all I wanted to show you guys. And I'm going to jump over to GNOME Boxes, which is the virtualization. I can say that 3 times, can you? Software that we're going to use today. And I'm going to go and create a new virtual machine. And we need to select a file because it's showing on that shortcut list. We go to Downloads. And we'll go to ISO because that's where I stick stuff like this. And we have PCLinuxOS. Let's see. Let us customize this. The disk size it's choosing is 21.5 gigabytes. That's fine with me. I don't have a problem. Let's give it a little bit more memory though. I would really like to have 4 gigabytes of memory right off the bat, or we could do 5. That's a nice round number. You can do anything you want. It's a virtual machine. You can change it anytime either. I like that. So now we will continue. This will spin up a virtual machine, and it's going to attempt to boot the ISO. And we want to go to the live CD. And let's go ahead and full screen this janky thing so you guys get the full experience. Are we always going to have the bar across the top? Is that how this works? What if I hit F11? Oh, I made it do something weird. Better not do that. This is fine. You can see what's going on, right? And we can adjust the screen and whatnot as we go along. One of the things about doing this in GNOME Boxes is that the developers of PCLinuxOS do not include in their repositories the SPICE files necessary, the little binaries to kind of talk to the SPICE display, which is what Boxes uses. So we just have to go along with it as it is. Alright, we got to choose a place. It says US. That's fine with me. or a language rather. US English is what we just chose. And it's doing something. Okay, we got a desktop. All right, it is real low resolution. But remember, we're running a live environment here. So I'm not going to really worry about that. As long as you guys can see, it's okay. I don't know, maybe it will let me. Okay. Oh, if I click on it, okay. The bar up top went away. That's wonderful. So we've got install me. So this is the live version. I wonder if I can go in here and change the desktop environment. See what comes up here. Well, yeah, I can do that. What do you think, guys? Should we just leave it alone for the install and then set it when we get to it? Because it's fine. It's like, what is this? Looks like 4:3 video and 16:9. But you can see it, so that's okay. I'm not going to mess around with it. Let's just go ahead and install it, and we'll see how that works. This wizard will help you to install the PCLinuxOS distribution. Well, very cool. Next. It's telling me to wait. Please wait. Please wait. Oh yeah, when it's doing stuff like it's actually just copying files and everything, I will do the video, pause it. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. So it asks me what we want to do with this drive. Let's see. Well, we could tell it just to use free space, which will use the whole drive, right? Right. So that would be kind of interesting. I guess you could set up a dual boot that way. You already had something on it. I'm not big into dual boots. You guys know that if you follow the channel, but it's not like they're offering a dual boot, but they are saying use free space, so that's kind of nice. Yes, this will do the whole disk. That's fine with me. It says it's formatting the disk. That's nice. It says it's installing PCLinuxOS on my computer. All right, we'll let this run for a little while I tell you guys a couple of things I wanted to pass along, some housekeeping. First of all, a couple of days ago, I did a guest shot on a brand new show about Linux and open source called Open Source Tonight. And if you would like to check out that show and check me out, go to EzeeLinux.com. There will be a link in the description to EzeeLinux, and then click on News. And when you get there, it'll be a thing. It's an embedded video. Just click on it, and it goes straight to the YouTube channel for Open Source Tonight. Brand new show. The guy doing it is a fellow named DJ Vince. He's really nice. We ended up talking for an hour and a half, and it was a really good conversation. It was exciting. It was kind of fun. And the only thing that I had a problem with when I listened to it was, I don't know why, but as I was doing it, I said, about 500 times. I guess I was a little nervous doing that because I didn't really know this guy. I didn't know anything about the show at the time either. And when I get nervous, I tend to do little, what do you call those things? Little speech crutch things, little things people do. And I was doing that. Other than that, we both did it. It was kind of fun. We were both having a real good time. So if you can get around that, it's okay. I just noticed it because I speak for a living, and usually I don't do that. The other show that I did not too long ago was another episode of Time Out with Kevin Gallagher, which is a television show that airs in the Danbury, Connecticut area. And I've been on that show several times, and Kevin he's big into Linux and open source. And that is not available yet. It will be available in the not too distant future, maybe about 2 weeks or so. And when it does become available, what I will do is put the link once again at EzeeLinux.com. And I'll probably mention it in a video here as well. So good. I'm glad I had the opportunity to tell you guys about that. That was fun with Kevin as well. So let us see what we've got. We're going to use Grub 2 with a graphical menu. Now this virtual machine is not EFI. So I don't know why it's choosing Grub 2. Which one would you rather have, the graphical menu or the text menu? I think I'll go with the graphical. We'll see what that looks like. And it's saying the boot device. Now it's putting grub 2 on there. See, because usually you'll see that it's just plain grub for the old kind of MBR style boot. And then you'll see grub 2 for EFI, but we'll see what it does. Now, the delay before booting default here. So in other words, this is not one that hides the grub. It goes into, I'm going to change that to like 3 seconds. Because I really don't want to sit there and look at it for 10 seconds. I guess maybe if I was booting into another OS or had something else installed on the machine, then I might want it to be that long. But I think 3 seconds is enough. Let's just look and see what's in advanced. Okay. That's fine. Not 100% sure what that means. I'd have to go look it up myself. So we're not going to mess with it. We're just going to leave it be the way it was. Just leave it alone. All right, what are we asking for next? Append. Sure, why not? We can go ahead and do that then, I guess. Fine with me. Bootloader installation in progress. This should only take a couple seconds, and then we will be ready to actually boot into the operating system. Oh my. So we kind of sat here and talked through the install. I didn't have to pause at all. It didn't take very long, did it? Because it just copied the files over. Obviously, this is a pretty slick installer. Of course, at some point, I'm going to have to create a user account, aren't I? So I guess that will be coming up soon. This would be a good time to take a drink from your beverage, just as I have done. Very nice indeed. Okay, is it doing anything, or did it crash? I don't know. We just have to wait and see. The suspense is killing me on this, man. We want to get in and poke around and look at the desktop and see what kind of software is available and do all those desktop-y fun things with it, don't we? That's what we really want to do. Not sit here and look at a blank screen. It's saying that's installing as super user. I guess it's doing it in a charoot because I didn't log in as super user. We're running the live thing yet. We have not rebooted. Okay. Please click Finish, restart your computer, and remove the live CD. We are installed. So what I need to do now is go ahead and shut down. So I'll go over here and pick Shutdown from the system. Shutdown. I do not... Down we go, boys and girls. Because we have to go into the virtual machine and we have to remove the disk and stuff. So we're waiting for the shutdown to happen. I have nothing on the screen. No indication of anything happening. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and force the shutdown because I'm impatient. And we'll go here to Properties. Let's give it a better name, shall we? Let's call it PCLinuxOS. That looks nice. Okay, so you did not create any snapshots devices. We need to remove that. So we're all done there. Let me just open that up to make sure it takes. I have noticed sometimes with boxes that it sometimes puts it back. See? Make sure you get it out of there. I don't know why that is. Boxes is just a nice shell for QEMU, and that's it. So you could run QEMU and all that, and you'd probably get exactly the same functionality. Boxes just makes it more pointy and clicky and more integrated with the GNOME desktop, which is on the host machine that we're running this on. It's Ubuntu 19.10 with the Ubuntu customized GNOME desktop. Okay. Oh, it waited my 3 seconds, so it caught that. It knows that I don't want to wait around and stare at grub, which is good. That is very good. And it seems to be loading up. I imagine that if we weren't in a virtual machine, we'd get the whole screen effect of that little progress bar, but because we're in a VM, it doesn't render quite right. And like I said at the beginning of the video, we don't have the proper... There's a couple of little files that you install on your operating system. It gives you things like... Oh, I guess maybe now I am setting up my account. This makes sense. So what's your time zone? It's not East Indiana, it's Eastern. I'll go here and set Eastern. Okay. Date, clock, and time settings. Looks good to me. We'll go ahead and do automatic. I like to have the machine keep up with the time on the network. Some people say they have problems with that. I have never had an issue with it on anything that I've used it on. I always turn that on. Alright, that is one of the things about PCLinuxOS. You have to set a root password. They make you do it. So let's see, what should I do? I am root. It's my super safe password there, which I just told you. I am root. All lowercase, no spaces. Next. Well, you do have... Wait a minute now. Back up the truck. Stop. Hold on. We can set no password here, which means we would not activate the root account. And that is actually how I would prefer to run it. Let's see how that works. Let's do it that way. Because I was told by... Well, I mean, I wasn't told, but I heard Matt Hartley say in a video that you had to set a root password. So I just did it the first time around I played with it. And this time around I noticed the no password. So let's see what it does here. So it's going to want my real name. Okay. Okay. And we'll just use Joe. It chooses one. Let's see what choices you get. None. Some of them choose like Joe C, which messes me up because every other machine on the network is just Joe. Put in a password. This time I'm putting in a real password in case I want to use this thing. Next. Alright, so this is the login screen. I put in a password. Okay, I gotta click there first, I guess. Now I'll do it. Okay, now we're logging into the desktop. So here we go. We get a desktop for real this time. Gee, it looks exactly like the desktop we had in the installer in the live image. Alright, so what we got to do here, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to have to go in here and open the control center. And what we're going to do here now is we'll go to displays. Okay. And I want this full screen, please. Thanks. Go to displays, and we'll choose something that is bigger. Let's see what we got. Got a whole list of stuff here. Let's try 1400 by 900. See if that'll work. Yeah, that works. And we can still see... Well, that's not quite right, is it? We can keep the configuration, but I still want to get bigger. 1400 by 900 gives us like... What is that? 16 by 10? Something weird like that. Okay, so if we do the native for this monitor, then we will get a screen that is right for the video. There we go. And we'll go ahead and keep that, except now the fonts have gotten really small. So let's go in here to, we got to find appearance. And now we'll go over here to fonts. And we'll leave all that alone. That's all set to 12, which is usually where I end up setting them anyway. And go into details. And then we turn this off, which is the automatic, and we will put this in, let's do 120, which is going to make things garishly large, but that's good for videos. So let's go ahead and close that. And it got big now. You see, can you guys, there, now everybody can see what's going on. Yay, it looks pretty good. That's all right. Except our menu is still kind of small. Maybe we would have to like restart to get it to do the menu bar. Let's see. Actually, this is set in pixels in height. So if I go in here and I wanted to look at properties for the menu, you see, yeah, it's set for 35 pixels high. Some of them set it for 24. So I can make this bar down here bigger if you like. We just, let's do 40. There you go. That got a little bigger, and it resized the icons a little bit. Now, for those of you who have played around with Ubuntu Mate, which is the Ubuntu spin that comes with this desktop, you'll notice that they have a couple of menus available there. One of them is the advanced menu, which is actually called the Mint menu. It is a menu that Linux Mint developed years and years ago when they first broke off from Ubuntu. And it is still available in Ubuntu Mate. I do not think it is in this version. So let's see what we get from menus here. We can have the Brisk menu, which comes from Solus. That is available to us. I do not like the Brisk menu. I would, well, actually, I don't know. I've got mixed feelings about it. Let's put it that way. It's not the one that I would choose. So I want to see if there's any other menus, more advanced menus here, and I don't see anything. So this is where you would add stuff to the desktop, and boy, yes, you do have a lot to work with. You put a weather report in there, all that other stuff. I want to tell you what I want to do. I want to go ahead and restart this so that we can see what it looks like, to see whether, since we made changes, it's going to have to redraw everything right. It'd probably come up looking exactly the same way, but just to be sure. All right, so it shut itself down. Didn't I choose restart? I did choose restart, but it's, oh, I know why it's doing that. It's dumping us back at the main screen because we don't have the right little, I want to say drivers, but they're not really drivers for the Spice display. So this is our main page, and click on my name. Boy, that's the one. That is like an old school login. And now it's not letting me in. All right. My clicking doesn't matter here. It doesn't do anything. Let me get it out of full screen, see if that makes a difference. Well, okay, so I don't have any control over it. So let's go back over here. And let's force shutdown, see if we can do this one more time. Okay. All right. There's a grub menu. Let it load up. Average time. Okay, this time it's going to work for me. Okay, I pressed enter. All right, let me in. Now, it seems to have had a problem yet again. No, I don't want to suspend. I do want to restart. Let's try it one more time. Maybe third time will be the charm here. I hope this isn't it for the video, because it might be. You guys might never see this if I don't get this figured out, because I can't get to the desktop. Is it doing anything? Yes, I see hard drive activity. It looks as if it might be doing something. All right, let's go ahead and, well, here we go. Third time's a charm. Hopefully this will work. Okay. Yes, it worked that time. Don't know. We won't restart it again. So, little note there. Doesn't work. The login screen doesn't work well in GNOME boxes. But it is definitely loading the desktop now, and I don't see much difference in the way it looks, so that was probably a waste of everybody's time, including mine. Alright, so let's see what we got going on here. Let's make that, okay, that's full screen. This is it. And go down here, see what we got. Okay, let's see what we got down here. Is this updates? No, that is your network. That seems to be volume. That's for the clipboard. It says updates are available. So, do we have an updater? Well, down here we have Firefox. Alright, well, Firefox works. Taking a little while to load, though. This is a virtual machine that is running on an SSD. Well, let's see. Let's update. So that's like an updater that pops up. Let's go ahead and run the updates, man. See what happens. See what happens. See how many we get and stuff. First thing you're always supposed to do when you install a Linux distribution is to check for and install the updates. PCLinuxOS uses an RPM package format, but what's really weird about it is that it uses the apt package manager to manage it. So they are RPM packages which we would ordinarily equate with yum and DNF from stuff like CentOS and Fedora and Red Hat, but then we use apt, which we usually associate with deb packages on Ubuntu and Debian and things that are dependent on Ubuntu and or Debian, like Linux Mint. It's crazy, man. So that I do know. Well, while it's doing that, there ain't no reason why we couldn't kind of look around the menu here. I know that a lot of software comes installed. That's pretty much the normal stuff there. What is the... That's kind of the normal stuff. Configure your printer. That's kind of nice. Configure X screensaver. Got Mate tweak here. Let's take a look at that. I guess it did its updates or checked for them or whatever in the background, and it's done because it hasn't given us any information one way or the other, or it crashed. Who knows? I wasn't looking at the screen. Were you? So we have different layouts that we can choose from here. Panels. Fedora PC Linux. It's currently on. So what does PCLinuxOS look like? Yeah, go ahead and change it. I want to see what's different. Kind of looks the same to me, kids. And we got GNOME 2. Okay. All right. That's pretty basic stuff. We're using Marco with adaptive. And we have no compositor and that available, and that's it. So you don't have Compiz or Compton or anything configured for this. This is the basic Mate desktop as it comes from Mate. And of course, if you changed your own, then you could always make your own whatever, because your own layout, and then you could save it, is what I was going to say. You could do that. So let's see here. Comes with quite a bit of software installed. Let's see what's here for Office. Looks like a full Office suite. Yep. So it's 6.3 LibreOffice. This is a rolling release, by the way, which means that once you install it, you just keep installing it. Let's see here if I can find... I think you handle all your software here with Synaptic Package Manager. Usually it is listed here. It'll be available. Configure your computer. Let's take a look at that as we poke our way around. Oh, it's the same thing. No, this is this PCLinuxOS thing here. Software management. So far I see a lovely blank page. It's not telling me anything. Let's go down to network. Hardware. Security and boot. Now, I'm assuming that we're supposed to be seeing something here, which we are not. So does it just not like running in the virtual machine? Is that what the deal is? Well, that kind of looks like that should be actually really cool, but we're not seeing it. That I couldn't tell you why. VBox test media. What on earth? That's new to me. Screensaver. We don't care about the screensaver. pop-up notifications, Windows, personal, about me. Yeah, because I never got to choose a... Oh, I got two of them. I double-clicked it. I never got to choose any kind of avatar. Let's see what I get when I click on it. Oh, there's a couple there. I want to be a snowflake. Gee. Okay, look, just once. Single click, open thing. There's the astronaut. I'll click on him. It's like when I'm using this, the mouse is really touchy. Like what it does is you click it and it takes a second to kick in. See, I guess you think you click twice or you click twice, something like that, because you don't think it takes the first time, and then it thinks it's a double click. I don't want to be a flower. Gee, thanks. I want to be this little astronaut right here. See him? Thank you. I don't want to be a flower, man. I'm not into that. Close. I clicked on it. Error. Failed to find a valid VirtualBox installation. Well, I guess so. There is no VirtualBox installation. So we did that again because I clicked on it twice. So that's that. So go ahead and close it now. Okay. Can I close this? Sorry, gang, it's being real persnickety. Obviously, it's not responding. Yes, force quit. Okay, that's not responding either. Make that go away. All of it. Let's open a terminal. Let's look around at some of that stuff. Nice terminal. Like it. Let's see. Make it a little bigger. Make it a little bigger so we can see it better. Yes. So what do we want to see here in a terminal? What would you guys like to know? I would like to know what kernel we're running. We got 5.4.11. So that's the kernel that we're running. That's a pretty late version of the kernel. That's all right with me. Let's see if HTOP is installed. No, it's not. Now, what I should be able to do is just install stuff like this, right? See if it'll let me. No sudo found. Oh, sudo's not running. This is like, okay, there's no password for root at all. That's not how that works, ladies and gentlemen. So basically our machine is just like, come on, jump in and do whatever you want. All you got to do is become the root user and you can change the world. So no password on root. Okay, I like that. All right, let's try apt install. Let's do htop so we can see what this thing's doing. No apt command. Aha, I bet I know what's going on here. Hold on. It's apt get. Old school, remember? Old school. That worked. Let's see if it's in the repos. Yes. Installed. Running. Get out of the root environment there. And we will do... So at this point, what I could do with this machine is I could leave this root account with no password. This is an open root account. And I would never have to put a password in to do anything. The only thing I need to do is switch user, SU, the command. If you don't give that... Okay, let me explain for those of you who don't understand this behavior, because if you run Ubuntu, you probably don't see this. If there was more than one user on this machine, like I had created another user called Bob, and I put in SU Bob, well, actually, the technical way to do it, what you should do is this. That's what you should put. Now, the hyphen between the two spaces there, what that does is it switches you to Bob's environment. So if I wanted to become root and do it as the root user, and I was not in my own environment, but I was in the root environment, that's how I would do it. So that would be the proper way to go. This is old school stuff here. This really is. Okay, now I'm back to my environment, which automatically cleared. Isn't that nice? Just want to run HTOP. And there's HTOP running. And it's telling us what the system is doing. So this is really doing well on memory. I mean, considering that now we put 5 gigabytes of memory in the machine, right? It automatically created a 3 megabyte swap file, which we're not using any of. And then it has access to all 8 cores of the CPU. The host machine on here has 2 Xeon CPUs, 4 cores, no hyperthreading in each CPU. So it's an 8-core machine, and it's full access. So there you go. Okay. No systemd on here either. That's something else that I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video. We're not running systemd. This is, what is it, System 5 that this runs, Sys5. That's it, how it boots. Right? Right? There's no systemd. I can show you that by going, let's go in as root. Oh, that's dirty. Exit. I forgot. Well, I mean, if I was just running one quick command, it would be okay. Let's see. SU. Like that. Okay. So. Nope. Not there. Because we're not running that. Okay. What do we want to look at next? Let's see if we can find. Let's look for packages real quick. I just want to see if you can do this because this is what I'm understanding. So we had figured out how to install stuff, right? Right. So let's go in as root, and then let's do apt get. See, in Ubuntu and Debian, we don't use apt-get anymore. You don't have to. It's still installed for compatibility's sake. But now we just use another command, which is a little bit later, called apt. So this would take a while to get used to if I was actually going to use this all the time. And let's see if we can find Google Chrome. Is there no auto-completion on packages? I was told it was here. There is no auto-completion on packages. It's not installed. Oh, we need to tell it what to do. That's my fault. I told you I'd make mistakes. Do we have auto-completion on packages? No, we do not. Even with the correct thing in there, it doesn't make any difference. So, unless I know exactly what I'm going for, let me see if this is in here. This is a tough package that's not in a lot of modern distros, but I think it might be in here. Let's see what it says here. It's reading the package lists. Yep, it's there and it's installed. Ha ha! What if I run synaptic? Let's go ahead and just get the package manager. Then we can poke around a little bit better. Oh, got a full screen synaptic. It's taking a little while to load up. Here we go. So we should be able to search for packages now. Because I have heard that one of the things that they do is that if you want to install Google Chrome, it's just in the repos. We've done the search. It's crunching. Got a bunch of Google stuff here. Okay, go back to search. Look for Chrome, search. Google Chrome. Google Chrome stable. I could have typed that in, but I was trying to see whether it would. Now I'm running Synaptic as root at this point, so it didn't prompt me. You notice that we ran this from the terminal as root, which is why it's not asking for anything. So we have clicked on that, and we've told it we want to install it. No, I don't want to unmark. Let's go ahead and install that. So you guys can see, this isn't, Synaptic Package Manager is an old tool that's been around for a long time. And even though we now have the modern software center and everything on Ubuntu, I still install Synaptic. I have to have it around. I rarely ever use it because I do most of my manipulating software from the terminal. But it is installed by default in Linux Mint, which is good on them. And Ubuntu Mate comes with something called the Software Boutique, which is a really nice program. But this gives you access to all of the packages available in the distributions archives. And I wonder if, I don't know if you can install snap packages in here or flat packs in PCLinuxOS. To install snaps, you'd have to run snapd. So I'll look here in a minute if it's here, because that would be it would be a nice extra thing. I know they put a lot of stuff in the repositories in PCLinuxOS. That's what I was told, and supposedly they're really friendly if there's a package that you need that's not there, that you can, if you ask nicely, somebody will look at it and put it in for you. That's what Matt Hartley said, at least. All right, so we have installed Google there. We can also, from here, run updates. We refreshed it. Okay, we've refreshed that. Let's go back to all. This is nice, but it is quite laggy in a VM. It's hard to get this to graphically move around and stuff like that. Alright. I want to resize this. I want to make it smaller. What I'm trying to do. Alright, there we go. That's a little bit more, well, that's a little too small, but we're getting there. Okay. So, now, what about drivers and stuff? Honestly, I just don't know. I would have to go and read on that myself in order to install drivers. I know they're here. So I wonder if I jump over to here. Oh, we're running from that terminal, aren't we? So let me go ahead and close this Synaptic. I wanted to look at one thing. I'm going to go in here and see if I can still do... Well, we can fix broken packages there. Mark all upgrades, which is a way that you can update the system. So if I do that, and it marks all the upgrades, what that's going to do is it is the same thing as typing in sudo apt-get update. Not update. Well, no. Sudo apt-get upgrade. That's what that is. So, okay, so it's not going to tell me. Let's see if we apply all changes. if there's anything to apply. We did run updates, so we might not have any. No, there's nothing there. Anyway, let's get out of here. So let's come over here like so. Let me just see if I want to see what happens here when I find. We got the software center right here. So what's in there? LibreOffice Manager. What is LibreOffice Manager? I want to see what that is. Welcome to LibreOffice Managers. Please select an option and press OK or press cancel to exit. What is it running? It's like, what is it? Running in its own environment? Install, upgrade, or add to LibreOffice. Okay, what does that do? This makes me curious. Let's just see here real quick. Okay, we're not running any snaps. So why do we have a separate piece of software to control LibreOffice? Why is that? Why? Oh, we have different languages we can install? Okay, let's just cancel that. Let's go back to what we were looking at. Yes, I chose to exit. Thank you for telling me that. See what else we got here under Software Center. Okay. Really laggy in this VM. You can see that, guys, right? Because it's like I'm hovering over this. And then, see, look. Now I click on that. This is where I want to be, right here. VirtualBox Manager. I bet these are scripts to run. Oh, those, maybe they're outside of the repos. Maybe they're getting them from the projects. And that is giving you a graphical way to build the packages? Could that be? That would require some sort of research on my part, wouldn't it? That would be something that I would have to go look at. So I would doubt very seriously. I can see that we could install VirtualBox, which is nice. That gives me a virtualization. Okay. But do we have like boxes, GNOME boxes? Is that available anywhere in here? No. So the software we're actually using this to show you is not available at all. Huh. Let's go back over here to Internet. I want to open Google Chrome. So this is just in the regular repos. Now, if you're running Ubuntu, do not automatically send information about Google Chrome back to Google. Thank you. That it does anyway. I mean, it's pointless to uncheck that, but it makes me feel a little better if I'm going to be playing around with Google Chrome, right? If this is going to be my browser, then it's all right. Make Google Chrome your own. Get started. That's running just fine. That's good there. So what I have been told is that there are a lot of programs like that ordinarily in Ubuntu you would have to go out to Google and get their deb package and then install it. It's not available in a snap. You have to go download a deb package to make that work. What I do in my scripts for installing stuff on Ubuntu is that I will go. That's a static IP. That's a static URL, that download from Google. So if you know it, you can just download it directly using like wget, which is what I do, and then it automatically installs. It's done in a script, so it's always in the same place. So what I'm assuming is, well, this is RPM packaging, which means that somebody has to convert that. So somebody who is maintaining packages for the community has to convert that. So yeah, I would assume that now, do not judge this distribution by the performance that you're seeing in this virtual machine. It's a virtual machine. Some things don't run well in virtual machines, but just looking at what the distribution does, as far as how it sucks up memory and whatnot, I can tell you that on hardware this would be blazing super fast. Oh, I know what I wanted to look for. We got into that, and then I forgot to look for something. So I'm opening up Synaptic Package Manager. And let me see here. And what I want to look for is NVIDIA drivers. It's taking its time, so let's go in here, and I'm going to just put in NVIDIA. And if we look in name and description, this will make it a lot easier. Because what I want to do is I want to look for a specific version here. Let's see what happens. We have nothing. Nothing listed. So that would take... Did I type that correctly? Yes, I did. Let's see what we just got for NVIDIA, period. See if we have anything that pops up. Search. Okay, now we have something. So yeah, this is something that I would have to go look up and find out exactly what package it is that I'm supposed to get. And there was nothing in here at all about codecs, like MP3 playback, FFmpeg, that sort of thing, either. So at this point, I am completely clueless about how to do that. And probably if this... Where is this software center? I want to see this software application. That's for downloading PCLinuxOS, I guess. Huh. It would take a great deal of research to go look and find this out. See how I can get it going with proprietary drivers. Let's see here. Let me go back to... Let me do one more thing. We're going to wind this down because I'm running into stuff that I don't know what I'm talking about at all, and I need to stop. Once we get here, it's time to quit, right? It's like, this is... But as I told you, this is really old school. I mean, they do not hold your hand. You better know a little bit about what you're doing when you get into this thing. And it's taking its time to load. And I opened that up, and now I forgot what I wanted to look at. I have no clue. What did I open this up for? Somebody tell me, man. What did I open this up for? What did I want to look at? I was going to search for a package of some sort to see whether it was... Oh, I know what it was. Let's see. Search for FFmpeg. Search. That's installed. All right, let's do a search for GStreamer. That'll tell us about... That will tell us about the MP3 stuff. No, there's no GStreamer installed. Well, no, there is. Here it is. There are a few GStreamer packages installed. It seems to be working. Why can't I make this bigger? Drag this down here so I can have... Can I do that, please? Thank you. Now I've got a bigger window. I feel like I'm just peeking in there. Okay, so that stuff's installed. So what about TrueType fonts from Microsoft? I wonder if you could get those in here too. Because that is something that you can get into Ubuntu. There is, if you install Ubuntu Restricted Extras, that's the name of the package, that is something that you go on and get. Now, before I shut this down, as we have meandered our way to a point now where I have nothing more to offer, I am going to show you how to set the root password. So I'm going to go ahead and become root, even though I don't have a password for root. In this case, since there's no password set but the account is activated, what we need to do is go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and set it. So it would be password root, new password, by the way, my password for this is I am root. Okay, so now we have a safer way to do that. So if I exit now and I want to become root again, I'm prompted for a password. Yes. So when you install this, then you must put a password in. I am sure that there is an easy way to install the video drivers. I just can't see what it is from here, because what I would have to do is look this up. This would be something I'd have to do some research on and see what I could find. As you know, since we're as far into this as we are, let's go ahead and see what we can come up with just, I always tell people all the time, if you're not sure, just, do a Google search, right? Yeah, so let's go ahead and do a Google search. So open up new tab here, and we will put in let's see what we got. How do I install NVIDIA graphics support for PCLinuxOS? Of course, I can't demonstrate this because we're not actually running. I mean, yes, I do have an NVIDIA card on this machine, but we're running in a virtual machine. Okay. Really? Okay. That's it? That's all? apt-get update, apt-get switch to root, apt-get update, apt-get install NVIDIA Prime, NVIDIA 340 updates. Let's see what it'll do. Well, I mean, I can't really demonstrate that. That's how it works. I was going to install it anyway, but that would completely gorny this up, and I want to play with it. Okay, so I kind of feel stupid now. See, but I did the logical thing, and I went to Google, and I typed my question in. Did you see that? And then I got an answer. And honestly, even people who create content about Linux and do these kind of videos, that's what we do. A lot of people that ask me questions that I don't know off the top of my head, guess what I go do? I go, yeah. Let's go ahead and get this set up. So we'll get back to that in a second. Get back here to PCLinuxOS. So what do I think of this? I think this is way cool. Is it something that I could use all the time? In the last video I posted, I had said if Ubuntu goes away, this is what I would use. Honestly, I think I would. A lot of what they do here from an old-fashioned Linux perspective makes a lot of sense. I happen to be a big fan of the Mate desktop. I would kind of miss the Mint menu, but I could install the Brisk menu and still have access to what I needed. So if I wanted to do that, that would look something like this. Let's go to, let's add to panel. Grab the Brisk menu. We want to add that. Now watch, this is just going to pop up at the end somewhere or something like that. Where'd it go? There it is, Brisk menu. Okay. Now, go ahead and close that. I'm going to right-click here. I'm going to unlock this from the panel first. Then I'm going to remove from panel. Goodbye. And then I'm going to move this. No, do not lock the panel. That mouse jumped on me. Let's go to move. We do not lock it on the panel. We want to move it. Yes. Okay. And you see this stuff is locked to the panel. That's why it's not letting me move. So what we got to do is come in here like this and unlock the Firefox icon. Unlock this. I sound a little funny. It's because my head's down. I am looking down here in this corner of the screen, and the microphone is right in front of my forehead at this point, which does make things sound a little strange. So let's move this over. Move. Where'd it go? Now I lost it. Where did it go? Where's my menu, man? I lost it. Did I accidentally close it and it disappeared? Oh, I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. I've got to make this. This is the window switcher, so we have to make that so it doesn't lock to the panel. And we're going to have to move it to find our... I know exactly where our menu is. It is in here somewhere. This is one of the things that I don't like about the Mate desktop, is the fact that you can get screwed up this way. So I move that over. It's not just drag and drop. Maybe I would run XFCE. I mean, you don't get the compositor anyway, right? Okay. Just stop. That's fine. Okay, stop. See how I moved that and then it messed that up? Hold on. Bear with me, folks. This is the kind of stuff that drives me crazy. I think I just lost the menu. I think it's gone. Of course, with this mouse being as laggy as it is, it makes it difficult. Move. Bet it's right there. Unlock from panel. Yes. Now move. That menu's just gone. I don't see it anywhere. Let's do this. Let's click over here. Add to the panel. There we go. I am going to make this menu work before the video is finished. There. There's the damn brisk menu. It certainly took long enough. Now you can really see how much software is installed in that. So yes, this is a fun distribution. It is a rolling distribution, but not in the sense when you're thinking about Manjaro or Arch. They tend to be a little bit slower, take their time a little bit more, and so therefore you can think of it as the same way that they would maintain like the Ubuntu repositories, but there are no fixed releases in time. So it's rather a slow roll, but once you install it, you shouldn't have to mess with it. It handles users differently than Ubuntu. So if I do UID, that's not what I want. What am I looking for? User. What is the command I'm looking for? I know what I'm looking for. I think it's just ID. Yes, I got it. It's in the end. See, look, we start at 500. That is like the old Red Hat Fedora days. Whereas in Ubuntu, if I do exactly the same thing, let's go up here, and I show you my user ID here. See how it starts at 1000? Well, since those users are different, if I run this on a network full of Ubuntu machines, what will happen is that it won't automatically know. So if I was running SSH scripts, then they would all have to specifically state that it would have to be Joe at that machine. And so that's kind of an issue in and of itself. Might be able to get around to that. I'm not sure. All of the scripts and software that I have written for Ubuntu aren't going to work on this machine. Except maybe with a little bit of tweaking the up script, because this is the same deal, right? This is the same thing. So let's see. No sudo necessary. You are root. Let's see. Let's do apt get update. Yes, it's going to do that. So, and it is okay. Let's see if we have this command. Yes, we do. So if we did a distribution upgrade, of course it's saying now there's nothing, that would bring in everything, including kernel and whatnot, and update the world. So that's it. Alright gang, that's enough poking around at this. Thank you for hanging out with me. I know this video kind of ran long. We did some goofy stuff, but I kind of really wanted you to see what it was like. These videos have really... those kind of videos get a lot of traction, get a lot of comments, and people actually kind of like them. So I wanted to do kind of a long one for you and really just poke around and not do it quick. So your feedback is always welcome, and those of you out there who run PCLinuxOS, you are going to be laughing and giggling at the screen and saying this guy's an idiot. But it's all out of love. I think your distribution is actually really cool, and I could see myself using it in a different reality. Right now I'm very invested in the Ubuntu world and relatively happy there as well. But I kind of like the old school feel of PCLinuxOS. EzeeLinux.com is the place to go if you want to see those shows that I was telling you about. Open Source Tonight, there is a link up there right now. It'll be the one directly below this video by the time you see the video, because I always share all my videos up there. And then when Time Out with Kevin Gallagher finally gets posted, I will put a link there as well. So anywhere I appear ends up there. You can always join the discussion at EzeeTalk. It's free, secure, and fast. That's our forum. And give EzeeLinux a like on Facebook if you are a Facebook user. It is much appreciated. We will do this again soon. Thank you so much for watching.